I really worry that this could be the end of protesting, that we will be too scared of the risk of being arrested or fined, that people will eventually become too fearful to attend a protest. When I started campaigning, I was 17, I couldn't even vote, and I think protest was one way of me being able to express my political opinions.
When do we want them? Sometime this month!
And I didn't have any other outlet to do that other than turn up with my friends, holding placards. I remember going to the Women's March when I was really young, or, even climate protests more recently. I think when we look back through history, so much change has been achieved through protesting, from, women getting the vote to even just awareness around the climate crisis right now, let alone actual change that's been achieved. Protesting is a way of actually turning up, shouting about the change you want to see. And now, I doubt people will want to engage in those protests if they know that there's a fear of being sentenced to up to 51 weeks or fined a huge amount or being arrested.
I'm Damien Gayle. I'm national news reporter at The Guardian. Police crime sentencing and courts bill is a wide-ranging new criminal justice legislation that's been brought in by the government. It was introduced into Parliament at the beginning of 2021.
This government backs the police and will never allow those with any extreme agenda, political agenda, like those calling to defund or abolish the police, to weaken our resolve when it comes to protecting the police.
To give the police new powers to control protests and demonstrations. And it will criminalise anyone who continues to protest after a senior police officer has decided that this protest must end, will then be liable for arrest. Those provisions are a direct response to Extinction Rebellion's protests. In 2019, Extinction Rebellion brought central London to a standstill by occupying key junctions in the capital.
Commuters have clashed with Extinction Rebellion activists at a number of tube stations in East London this morning.
And that infuriated the government. They were absolutely apoplectic that these protesters were able to come out and effectively shut down the capital. They also are in response to the Black Lives Matter protests that came the following year in June 2020, which also infuriated the government. So generally speaking, it's a crackdown on protest.
I think we're going down a really dangerous path, if I'm honest, of essentially Britain becoming a police state and people being too scared to even express their opinions openly and on the streets, and organising and building social movements, which is the way that we've always achieved change in history. I do have hope that there will always be activists, there will always be campaigners trying to achieve change from the outside.